Israel is once again in the dock at The Hague. The ICJ is currently investigating a case of genocide against it, and has ruled it is in violation of international law when it comes to the occupied territories. This time, the matter at hand is Israel blocking aid into Gaza, and whether there is any legal basis for the Israeli parliament banning UN activity in the occupied Palestinian territories, and the obligations of Israel as an occupying power.
In addition to international humanitarian law obligations, international human rights law obligations are also applicable to the conduct of Israel with regard to the occupied Palestinian territory. This includes respecting the decisions of the representative of the Palestinian people to receive basic goods and services from the United Nations entities in order to fully enjoy their right to self-determination.
The UN asserts that because Israeli occupation of Palestinian territories is illegal, based on an ICJ ruling last July, Israel does not have the authority to ban UN activity in the occupied territories. And Israel is obliged under international law to allow the flow of humanitarian aid into Gaza, something it has blocked completely since March 2nd. In addition, because Israel is a member of the UN, it is obliged to provide any necessary assistance for the UN to carry out its work. Israel has submitted a written statement, but says it's boycotting the oral proceedings.
The UN has become a rotten, anti-Israel and anti-Semitic body. Clear evidence shows that under the UN and its Secretary General, UNRWA employed terrorists who took an active part in the October 7 massacre. He then covered it up.
There is yet to be any given evidence for any of Israel's accusations against the UN.
It is not about the number of aid trucks Israel is or is not allowing into the occupied Palestinian territory, especially Gaza. It is not about Israel destroying it is about Israel destroying the fundamentals of life in Palestine, while it blocks UN and other humanitarians from providing life-saving aid to the population. It is about Israel unraveling fundamental principles of international law, including their obligations under the UN Charter. It is about Israel turning Palestine, in particularly Gaza, into a mass grave for Palestinians and those coming to their aid.
Unfortunately, none of what happens in court will have any bearing on the ongoing assault on Gaza and the occupied West Bank. It will take a few months for the ICJ to formally release its advisory opinion. It's not going to be legally binding. However, that doesn't mean it doesn't hold legal weight. What the UN will likely do is call on its member states to implement dissuasive measures, such as the implementation of sanctions and the suspension of Israel's membership from the UN. Yunus Demiroglu, TRT World, The Hague, the Netherlands.